redacted. The redactions were specifically for Israel.
Yeah, he's right.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, I'm just saying. Look, I mean,
anything salacious? We got that?
they were protecting Israel for 73 years or whatever the hell it's been.
Yeah, but they are.
There's nothing. The relation, there's nothing there, so basically you cannot make the end.
That's good.
God wills it.
I was hoping there would be a little bit more juicy,
A little bit of drama.
Well, they haven't released everything.
Okay.
very anti-climate.
We're gonna ask Grok.
What about the Epstein files? Did they release that too?
No, they need to protect the victims.
Yeah,
Israel, yeah, that's what I said.
Just got suicided.
Israel's the eternal victim, don't you know?
Do you think that this woman really committed suicide, Augustus?
No, she got suicided. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Like, they staged it.
Well, I don't know. Like, I have heard that there was enough for her to be completely depressed, like she had a big accident and she was like into antidepressants and a lot of stuff. Like, her life wasn't exciting necessarily.
She literally had to put out a release saying, if I die, I didn't kill myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was years before. Conditions have changed.
Oh. Yes.
What's this though? Which lady?
Yeah.
You know name?
Jeffrey. No pun intended.
Jeffrey?
Yeah, that's right.
Victoria something, right?
Is that really her name?
That's her name. Yeah.
Jeffrey. That's made up.
I know. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Did you know that
she did not commit suicide, but what I'm saying is that, I'm not saying that she for sure committed suicide, but there were many reasons why she could have,
Yeah. There were reasons. Yes, I think what they do, their favorite one is the one, have you guys seen Michael Clayton?
No.
No? Of course not, because no one in Clubhouse watches movies. Somehow those movies generate hundreds of billions of dollars, but nobody here watches them.
Wait, it was called Michael Clayton?
Yes, it's a movie with George Clooney. It won an Oscar.
Only my vet and you are cinephiles here.
I mean, I don't know if it's a cinephile. Like, millions and millions of people have watched the Star Wars movies. He's not like...
I have not.
I get it. I understand. It's just always kind of
Augustus,
weird to talk to people.
Oh, you know what was really good that just came out? House of David.
Augustus, I'm running for Congress, so I wanted to ask you if I could pay you to show me how to make those videos, because I can't afford to hire you, but I can afford to maybe pay you for an hour of your time.
Yeah, I'll do that. You got my number if you want to set something up.
He wants to make some satanic videos. Remember when he hired you for that? For the satanic art?
No.
I think it's great that you're running. I think it's great
Yeah,
that you're running.
exactly. Augustus, help him. We need to be independent in Congress. Imagine him trolling the liberals.
Right.
I think it's great. I think more people need to do what he's doing.
What's up with Rashawn? Is he doing okay?
He went deep into the mountain, into the witch rabbit hole.
Is he alright? I know he
Is he still counting witches in Washington?
Yeah.
Well, I hope he's okay. I've met him. He was. Well, I don't want to talk. He was close to me. But,
Yeah, I did like him a lot as well, especially at the very beginning. We were very good friends. And we kind of parted when he started becoming all this witch hunter.
well, and the rooms just were, I don't want to talk about Christianity all day long. Sorry. Sorry. I just don't.
Leave that to the priests, am I right?
he became like that, Holly, when he started hanging out with this guy, the creepy guy. What was his name?
Yeah,
Silver
Star or
Star.
something?
The Silver Star.
Silver Star.
Fucking
that got
Silver
weird.
Star.
It got weird. And there's some personal reasons I think that Prashant is fixated on the witch stuff. That's why I'm so curious what's going on with it.
It was
Every
Silver
man
Star
has
started
favorite
talking
witch.
about
I
this.
could call that.
It was Silver Star. Silver
Yeah,
Star
but it's
got in his
more than
life.
that. There's more going on than that. I gotta call Prashant.
Every man has dated a witch
Really, have you?
at one time or another.
Well,
Oh yeah.
do you know why witches don't
Like
wear
Prashant doesn't know it's officially witches and bad witches.
witches don't wear underpants? It's better grip.
Have you dated witches, Daniel?
No. We don't have that in there.
Only their products.
I feel like Prashant started to get religious obsessed right around when he quit vaping. So I think that was his first mistake. Should have kept vaping.
Oh,
He
shit.
stopped drinking too. He probably should have kept drinking too. You gotta have vices, y'all. You got to. It's you.
That's
normal.
exactly what a witch would say.
Balance, yeah. It gives you balance.
You gotta be normal, y'all.
Oh, yo, I ain't gotten a call, but yeah, Prashant, he's doing good.
Oh,
Do you know how he got into the witch hunting, Augustus?
I don't know how exactly he got into it, but I remember it.
Was it because of Silver Star or was it before that? He was evil. I think he was satanic.
I do too.
What a weird dude, right?
Yeah.
Is Prashant still near me, Augustus, or did he move?
Nah, he moved.
Oh, bummer.
He was living in Washington, no?
I know, but then he moved to where I am. So I guess he left. Okay. I had a feeling he wouldn't stay.
Yeah, he's out.
Okay.
Is he still with his wife?
Nah.
Oh, no.
Good. That's good. Okay, that was kind of what I really was curious about. I had a feeling that had an expiration date.
Prashant,
The whole thing with the mother and all that stuff, right?
Okay.
when's your baby due, Augustus? When's you and your beautiful wife's baby coming?
I can't confirm nor deny anything.
Well,
Too early to talk about.
I am giving you an imaginary or what do you say? A supposed congratulations, just in case. Oh, he went on the phone. Honey, are you working?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm talking to Daniel. Are you working? It feels that you're absent.
Yeah, I'm just like him, spiritually.
What about you, honey? Are you working?
I'm sitting here retweeting Donald Trump tweets like a good American.
That's good.
And then I have to call my home insurance provider because I had a massive flood and all my piping is ruined, my floor is ruined, my walls are ruined, everything is gone to shit. I should have winterized. I forgot.
Oh my God.
It was so cold I didn't want to do anything. I was stuck in a jacket.
Oh my God, and so, but did it destroy your furniture?
No, it's a coach house. It's empty, but I like a schmuck. I didn't winterize, and I didn't have the heat on in the winter, so yeah, I had a loss of water pressure in my main house, and I was like, oh fuck, I got a problem. But little did I know, I had a loss of water pressure because water was spraying out in the other house.
Oh shit.
So it was like 45 days of like water flowing. Like the walls are just ruined. Everything is like fucked up. So I got to call the home insurance provider today and see what they
Why
say.
45 days? Couldn't they stop it before? Or you
I had
just
no
didn't
idea.
notice?
I just didn't notice. Yeah. I was sleeping in my, in my undies and under the blankies in the cold winter.
Oh my god. So you need to get your pipes checked.
Gotta get my pipes cleaned.
Clubhouse is weird today.
It's over. The game is over.
You think it finally is over?
Yeah, in the summertime, it becomes dead, I think. People just want to be outside and be away from cell
Well,
phones.
that would be a good thing, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, once this app like shuts down, I don't know. Did you go to the town hall yesterday on this app?
No, what did they say?
Nothing. The same shit they never talk about. I mean, it's like they're like robots. They have no life in them. They don't even talk about anything specific. They're just like genericists.
But they're doing some changes, right? Because the app has been glitching. Meyer, come up.
Yeah. I was in a room yesterday, actually, that I got kicked out of, but then I was still in it. So I could listen to the room even though I got kicked.
Do you use an iPhone? Did that happen to you in one of your iPhones or one of your...
Android.
Yeah, that's what happens to Daniel. And then you appear in the audience again. But it's just that you have the preview feature on the hallway. So you can listen to rooms without entering them. But people see you in the audience.
Yeah. I don't know. The preview thing's annoying. It's like I turn my volume down now because I don't want to. There's rooms that I don't even want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, so. Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel says it's very annoying. He also has an Android.
I don't know why they do that, but you know why they do it is because they want immediate dopamine creation. They're very smart. They don't want you to skip a beat.
They're so smart. No, I don't like this one. I said, roll it out. Let's see what happens.
What do you think will happen? People will stop coming?
People will just gonna make people come go in and out of rooms without them even meeting, like all kinds of. People would kick out leave rooms. They would wait because they don't know if the other person is still listening. And at the end, I guess they would be flooded with like, stop that. It's annoying. Like you cannot have. You open the app, it immediately start talking. Like it's annoying.
Also, without doing anything, you just open the app and you start hearing people?
Yeah, the first room on the you get to the hallway, and after a second it starts playing, and then you scroll. Then once you stop scrolling, it plays whatever you're on.
Oh wow!
And you cannot there is like a mute button there, but they did like a something stupid UI. You need to mute each one independently. Like there is a button for each one, but the mute is for all of them. It's a very weird concept.
She's going out of the hospital today.
What? Who?
My sister, she got surgery again.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk.
Hmm?
And she And today she's leaving the hospital
Yeah. She had
She's with
surgery
your
on
mother?
Monday.
with your mother.
Yeah, well, my mom is going to pick her up, but she's fine. She just had some preventative stuff.
And how's the mood?
Oh, she's happy. She's okay. We were laughing today. No, she's I admire her so much. She hasn't been like down or anything. She's got a brilliant attitude toward everything.
Yes, it's very important, the attitude, the spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was afraid, at the beginning when she learned
Of
about the
course.
diagnosis.
Of course. And it can
But
bring you
she-
down, and you can
Yeah.
also have a different approach to it, and it makes a huge difference. What is your mood, I guess? If you're down, or you're hopeful, or you're you're like, I want to grab life, or I'm giving up on life. It's very different.
Yeah, no, but she always has been super happy and whatever. Yeah, yesterday she got her new boobs, and she also had other stuff removed, just as preventative,
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but she's going out today. She
Well,
wants to
she's
go.
going up. She's going out of the hospital. I thought she's going up.
Yeah, out. She's going out of
She's
the.
going out to celebrate the new boobs today. Meet the girls.
The first time that she got surgery, and I was speaking to her. I was speaking to her right before they took her into the surgery, right? I'm like, okay, well, I'll talk to you and I'll see you, or I'll talk to you when you're on the other side. I wanted to say yeah, once you're over with this, but I said, yeah, I'll talk to you, or I see you on the other side. And she's like, what? What the fuck? No, I want to stay on this side. I don't know, but it was just so funny. And yesterday I was remembering, and I couldn't sleep because I was crying laughing. Because her reaction was like, what? No, I want to stay on this. It was so much more funny in Spanish, but anyway. No, she's fine.
I need to go for 10-15 minutes.
It's okay, honey. I'll just boom the room, and I also need to go do a couple of proposals before today.
All right. So I'll catch you later, honey.
All right, honey. Bye,
Bye, everybody.
honey.
Everybody say goodbye to the room. Goodbye, room.
About the camel jockeys. Wait. Say that again, T. Is it how close your friend? Say it's a friend's brother who's really rich, and then he shits on people, something like that. Is it? Do you know about some actual experiences?
I have a friend that. Well, I have a friend that would mess around with certain Emiratis that were into that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So you do.
Now you know somebody.
Ooh, that makes it so great.
So wait a minute. What was he doing?
They were all running trains on each other.
Okay. All right, fair enough. That's kind of different.
That's a part of the
right?
party too. And let's talk about the Russian roulette. Have y'all heard of it?
No.
Okay, so roulette is when. Now this is all in the Arabian folks. Okay, this is the people with the coins. They invite somebody with an uncurable STD or STI, and that person, they come and basically it's a big orgy, and I guess you find out later who gets it, or if you avoid it.
Why? That's so stupid.
So humans, y'all, they're
Read it on
humans.
Reddit.
This is what humans do. Humans want to die. Real talk. It's so strange.
Oh God.
And you have to have a certain amount of money to even be considered to be invited.
So we went from drugs to shit.
To STDs.
You're killing it, T.
Yeah, I just. So this will be the title. See, the only thing. So I know people will be people, right?
Oh my
And this is all, as disgusting as this is. The thing is,
and I forgot, they all have masks on, so you don't know their faces.
Yeah, I'm so what? They all have masks up.
Yeah, at the roulette party, they all have masks on.
Stupid.
Like
I'm not doing
masquerade.
it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, my point is, I can't believe there's nobody that said, oh, this is exaggerated. I hear this a lot. You know, people have told me, oh, you just fly over there. You know, that's it. I literally don't I don't scroll through shit. You know. So I've heard it all the time on here. It's big. So, and then you guys tell me how big it is. Nobody wants to say how exaggerated it is. Every time we say something about anything crazy, it's like, yeah, it's a bit exaggerated. Now this time it is.
No, I've been to Dubai multiple times.
Oh shit!
I don't come across. Now it's like maybe 4 times so far, and I never came across like a proposition. I think these are just pre-planned. No, I think these are pre-planned. I don't know how they do the transaction. Like, you don't bump into people like that. First of all, Emirati men and women, they're like 10% of the population or less. They're not like 50 or 40%. These are small numbers. So when Faiza says it's a small world, it probably is true in the Emirati world. It's only 10% of them. The rest are foreigners. Maybe, I don't know. I'm assuming. I don't know.
They're also the freakiest.
For sure, for fact. How you know that?
Because I've been to some after parties and I saw some stuff and said, well, I gotta go.
And they're not cute.
What do you see?
These Emirati men are not cute. I'm sorry, Faiza. Like, they're not cute, you know? And they're like, short. Like, get away from me. What did you see?
Not recording.
I don't know where you went to see ugly Emirati.
They're ugly. I'm sorry.
No, get into the party. Get into the party. Fuck that.
No, I'm not recording.
Who cares?
Wait, first, Corey, answer the damn question. Why do you always mispronounce my name?
Because I think you're at Diddy parties doing dirty shit.
What?
Okay,
Yeah,
I
you
gotta
can't
post.
tell us because you're in the same recorded room that you're in every goddamn day when you're telling us everything else about your white husband and shit like that and your dog. Why is this such a secret? I'm confused. And I'm worried. You don't get to be confused. I'm confused.
No,
I'm not being confused. Why I don't say
Jazz, what's happening?
What is happening?
What's happening? Like,
One mic on Faiza. Well, 2 mics. One mic on Faiza. Another mic on Corey.
yeah,
Stay out of this, okay? Let's all mute up.
What happened
Let's all
at
mute
the
up.
party. And I thought I answered your question yesterday, girl. And
No,
I've
you
been answered this multiple times. I just say it, girl. I've been saying your name like this on this app for years, and it just comes out the way it comes out. It's not.
Years.
6 months. Wait, going to each other for like 6 months.
Wait.
Yesterday I asked you if you pronounce my name
I
wrong.
did not.
You
Wait.
potentially pronounce it
Pause.
wrongly.
Pause.
Y'all know each other?
Either in Jazz's room or the anti-socialite, somewhere else. But we've definitely been on this app before RPO, so that's not true. That's one.
No, I remember you.
Right. And you have remembered me. Like, even when you first came in RPO and I was in here, you was like, oh my God, I didn't know you were in here. Like, that was literally a conversation that we've had in here. But regardless, girl, your name, it just comes out. I promise you I'm not putting as much energy or focus on it as you think. What I am putting focus and energy on is what the fuck happened at the party. Why can't you say it? Because the room is recorded as it always is any other time you tell them business. If you can't say what happened at the party, tell me why you can't. That's what I want to know.
Because there's certain things I don't talk about online because I still have family back in the UAE. That's it. That's all. And I don't want to speak on certain things like that's recorded. And the question that I asked you today is if you intentionally mispronounced my name, and you said yes.
Sure.
And then I asked why, and
Because
you're like,
you keep asking me the same question, so at this point, yeah, girl, sure.
All right, look. So
Nothing. I'm answering your question. What do you mean? What's going on?
it's fine.
So the reason why, right, Pfizer, FAI is like,
No, it's fine.
I was like, okay, hold on. I don't know.
Look, I'm not
A is
shit. No,
all you gotta do is just train your brain. Come up with like a new monitor. I don't know what that is. All right, just that's what I had to do because I had to think of Asia because I had a friend named Faith.
Call her Cora.
Just know
If you didn't get it right, call Cora.
Just figure out. I just had to.
And all kind of shit. So I don't give a damn.
I just have to figure out how to
Bama.
get rid of the A. It worked for me.
Yeah.
Fine,
Get rid of the A.
Yeah. Phi.
So I associated almost like with Asian, like Dai, D-A-I, Phi, F-A-I.
See, she learned a new language to say your name. See?
I had a Vietnamese friend who was Dai Quinn.
But about these shit parties.
If you spell it differently,
But like,
you know?
the parties though, going back to that, yeah. I want to know too.
I put some links in the chat from
I'm
Reddit,
just shook to take you as a girl that would even be at those parties. So I'm like,
and I also have a post that I wasn't able to share that I
Grade of hair. We're all tall. We all look like little models and shit like that. That's what I want to see in all of my people, all of my children. And as time goes on, it'll be 100 or 1,000 of them, and they will say, "Oh, those are the lions." There's always past the lion time, bro. There's always past the lion time.
Did you say y'all look like models?
Come on, listen, Billy, bro.
Yeah, no.
Don't play in the poop, bro.
They kicked me. Why did she kick? Why did she kick?
I can't say what I've seen because it's.
I thought you were asking for
So what made you leave? What made you leave?
She
Exactly.
can't tell us. That's what she can't tell us.
I'm just curious. Are y'all socially fucking inept today?
No, I really want to know.
She cannot say. And she
She
explained
left.
why.
She's alright.
Huh?
She left. She left in time.
She's right there. If she's concerned,
Left
she's
the
our
ex.
family. She's
No.
our family there. Oh, you ignorant.
Oh,
you're ignorant.
You're just agreeing with us. You're just saying, yes, there is a passage in the Quran that says martyrs will get up to 72 virgins, right? So that's it. That's what the whole discussion was about at the beginning, right? That's it.
Okay, fine.
What are you even saying? What is Islam even? I don't understand.
No, you don't see. You don't understand, then you have to put into effort to understand something. If you don't understand, if you don't want to understand, then it's a different story.
Different means.
See, you don't have
Different mean. I don't understand what different means. And story.
Difference means that it is not the same.
What does story mean? I don't understand what story means.
Story means story or hurry.
What is the difference? What does the word difference mean? I don't understand.
Difference means which is not same.
What does same mean? I don't understand what same means.
Which is the opposite of different.
But I don't understand what different means.
Yeah, repeat yourself. See, this is what you can come up with the max to. I was expecting something better.
What does expecting mean? I don't understand what expecting means.
What I'm doing right now is speaking for
Ran your bag. You ran away with rumors.
It's ridiculous. Your dialectical style is ridiculous. You just keep saying words mean. Just stop saying you don't know what words mean.
I'm the worst kind of.
What do you do? It's so stupid to do this. So stop.
You sound like my
This is a message
translator
from
friend.
People's Gas. We're calling to remind you about your appointment on Thursday between 8 a.m. and noon.
So the
If you
whole
haven't
purpose of
yet
that was to
scheduled
say
an appointment
it is
with us,
silly to just keep asking what words mean in a sort of silly way. And I was making fun of it.
Yeah, you ran away.
What does hori mean? What is hori? What is this word? What does even say? What is even?
You're the one who ran away, you bitch.
I mean, what I actually did was start a room on Turkish nationalism because there's a guy in Basset who I wanted to talk to. And I wanted to talk. And also, just not wanting to speak to like actual gorillas is not the same as running away.
Not on here, it's not.
I don't know if Robin and Andrew are here, but there's a guy named Vasset who has some interesting things to say. Maybe you should.
Sorry, Sam, what was that?
There's a guy named Vasset in the chat who has some interesting views. Perhaps we should just talk to him.
He can come up if he wants to.
Did you invite him up?
Kirk, they keep inviting all invite him again. Turks don't need permission to get on stage. If they want to be on here, they'll ask him and invite him.
I think Mark wants to discuss. If he comes up, I think Mark has some questions for him.
Well, I mean, I was talking to him fairly extensively in the chat a while ago.
So I
think you've reached a place of mutual understanding.
All right. So what is? Can you ask me what you didn't know about his views, and then what his understandings are?
Well, we found the security exploit in his view, and got Jews into the Turkic club, so we're going to be safe from the genocide.
But he was saying that the Jews are too interbred to count as Turks. Did he change his views on that?
I don't know. I just said I was 100% Turkic Ashkenazi according to 23andMe.
He's literally a guy who thinks the Turkish people include the Native Americans and the Vikings and the Jews, or used to include the Jews, and that he wants to genocide everyone who's not Turkic. He thinks all the non-Turks should be genocided.
Well, Riley, if you want to speak to a lunatic, that's up to you, but...
No. I was just letting you know that that's what we're talking about. I don't actually think he has things to say. He's just letting you know who this lunatic is.
So frequentism is the view that like we need multiple trials to determine like probabilities. Is that right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so like I have an intuition that like so you know the coin example where it's like, you know, you have a fair coin or whatever, and without like, you know, like giving it's like prior probability or whatever without posteriori examples, you're gonna say 50-50, but like you don't know if the coin's like weighted or not, right? So like the trials actually matter in determining the frequency, right? So like I'm kind of partial to that example. What's wrong with that?
I think a Bayesian wants to say something like this, that when you flip a coin, if you had better knowledge while you were flipping it, like if you could see the dynamics of it in the air, and we're really good at predicting physics, it wouldn't have a 50-50 chance of landing head or tails. Like the fact that you don't know whether it's 50-50 is like an epistemic limitation, but you could be smarter, and then when you flip the coin, it wouldn't be the case that it was a 50-50 chance. I think that's kind of what Bayesians would say, that there's like, it's not actually a fact about the coin, but it's 50-50 or anything.
No, but like the point of like the weighted coin thing is that like you just imagine that you don't know if it's weighted or not, right? So like how are you going to determine the things like prior probability, quote unquote, without like posteriori examples of trials, right? It's like if it is in fact weighted, it's just always going to land heads, right? Which is not what you would expect from a fair coin. Like a priori, like, not a priori, as a prior probability.
No, I was talking about in the case where it's a fair coin. Even fair coins, when you flip a fair coin, it's not the case that one of them leaves your hand. There's like a 50-50 chance of it going head or tails. You just can't tell which way it's going to land. But you could get more evidence about which way it's going to land. So like there's a sense in which this is just a state of your ignorance. You don't know which way it's going to land when you flip it. So that's like one thing the Bayesians are pointing to. And then I think that a lot of the people, the Bayesians want to say is like, listen, you have priors for all sorts of things, not just things that have like objective frequencies. You can have like priors on all sorts of things. And you can do Bayesian everything on all of them, and that's fine.
No, I know that. I'm just wondering, like I just don't see what's wrong with the frequent disposition. That like we do need trials to determine probabilities, like at least in some sense, like. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, you need trials. In the example I gave, you need trials to determine, like, whether or not the coin is fair or unfair, right?
I mean, I agree with that. But, I mean, you want to flip the coin a bunch of times to give evidence for whether it's fair or not.
But then, like, you just can't. Like, so, like, it seems like frequentism is right in some sense. That, like, you just can't determine, like, the quote-unquote prior probability of, whether or not the coin's fair or unfair, right? The prior probability of, like, flipping heads or tails. You can't really determine that without trials.
Mark, what say of you?
Apologies, I was distracted on my computer. What was the question?
Mills is curious about frequentism versus Bayesianism, and that whether or not quantum frequent is right, that you need a trial of coins to know whether a coin is a fair coin, and then like, why would you even have a prior of whether the coin's fair or not before you flip the coin?
Well, a few things. I mean, the question is ambiguous. Like, we could be talking about Bayesianism versus frequentism in like formal epistemology versus in like more pragmatically oriented statistics, where like in the latter, basically Bayesians just prefer one set of statistical methods and frequentists prefer another, but that's probably not the kind of distinction you're interested in. It's also ambiguous because both Bayesians and frequentists will say that it's a good idea to start flipping a coin to figure out, in some sense, figure out the probability. Like, the information is very valuable. Where they differ in the purely epistemological sense is that frequentists tend to think that like the meaning of the probability of the coin being fair has something to do with the frequencies of heads versus tails. So, like, absent any flips, it becomes unclear how to even talk about what the probability is or isn't. And there are things they can do to try to patch this up. But with Bayesians, they would probably want to say that if you haven't flipped the coin yet, it's true that you don't have any data to work on, but you might know something about like the symmetries of the coin, and you want to try to probably tie that to some sort of like version of a principle of indifference, where if you have a bunch of outcomes which are symmetric in some epistemically relevant way, then you should assign them equal credence.
Do you have an opinion, Mark? Like, do you think, like, because, like, I think I'm partial to the frequentist position. Like, I just think I couldn't know whether it's a loaded or unloaded coin. Like, even, like, I could apply the principle of indifference, but that might give me the wrong answer on the loaded coin.
Well, I do have an opinion. I'm definitely some sort of orthodox Bayesian, but the word "know" here is somewhat loaded. I mean, Bayesians aren't saying they know for a fact that the coin.
Yeah, I'm not saying I know either. I'm just saying.
Right, they're just saying it's a good idea to have this credence, which will then assuredly be updated in some way upon contact with the data.
Flipping, yeah.
But you don't need any data to start with.
Is the point there just like
good opinion?
Is the point there like it's just useful to like have this type of like prior probability, and like you can just apply the principle of indifference, and like obviously it's not always going to get you like the correct quote unquote answer or whatever. But the frequentist doesn't seem to have the same sort of like stance on like same sort of ability to like generate reasonable prior probabilities, and that's why you're like.
I mean, I don't think frequentists really want to talk about
priors at all. Yeah.
In this relevant sense. I mean, they will in a more sort of mathematical or operational sense, but they mean something less interesting and less controversial than what Bayesians mean in this specific context. That said, I mean, the grand sort of schema of criticism that Bayesians have towards frequentists is that really they need priors. Like,
that's what I was trying to
really get anywhere, and that if they think they don't have any, it's only because they're sort of in some way smuggling them under the hood and then declaring them not to exist.
Okay.
But they are necessary.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to.
Also, both there's a difference between a like subjective Bayesian who thinks that just all
priors on your opinion or an objective Bayesian. Yeah, more of the difference.
Yeah. Mark, I lean towards like objective Bayesianism because I like care a lot about these principles of difference. I'm like trying to match priors to like frequencies, and oftentimes the frequencies for me can be like really abstract things, like I don't know, like how often do when big guys fight with little guys, do big guys win? And it can be like, but like I try to get as close to as possible as
I'm
like
subjectively bored right now.
Come with some frequency for it, and like. Does that just make me like a frequentist who just allows sloppier frequencies to like count as frequencies that are relevant?
Mm-hmm. I like the frequency kind of description because everyone's energy is so different, and if you actually read it, I don't know, you see different things in people. You see beyond the bailment.
This is a very unexpected direction.
Mark, let's answer the question.
Well, frequency could mean frequency of like a wavelength, right?
Exactly.
Not the quantum.
No, Mark.
Not quantum. You're saying like people just giving out like vibrations and stuff. Like that's a wave.
No, well, yeah.
I had a question. Remember, I had a question for Mark. I'd like that answer.
Absolutely.
No, I mean Bayesians are going to agree that in the vast majority of real world cases, like we have to rely on heuristics. Like Bayesianism is definitely an ideal theory that is not in the sort of naive form appropriate to highly computationally bounded agents such as ours. Kind of analogous to the way that maybe the mathematically optimal chess strategy is brute forcing a trillion moves in advance, but humans can't actually do that. And so there's a few limited scenarios where we can apply brute force, but usually we have to rely on heuristics, which we have to hope approximate in some way. That's hard to pin down the actual optimal technique, which is very different.
Chances of you seeing this YouTube short are super rare. There's over 100.
You should would approach that in a different way. Like they'd want to say, maybe the cases where it makes sense to require then they're going to want to say, oh well, the prior is such that the prior is sort of like flexible enough and non-dogmatic enough, like sort of neutral enough that it will learn rapidly from the data, such that it won't take you very many trials or observations until like the shape of the distribution like converges into like a very sharp peak around the frequency you've observed. So like the actual kind of OG toy model case of this is called the rule of succession. So like, and I mean, it's not taken all that seriously, including by its inventor, but one of the greatest mathematicians of the 18th century, Pierre Simon de Laplace, wondered if he could calculate the probability that the sun will rise tomorrow. And of course, he couldn't exactly, but he wanted to, ask himself, like, if I put like some very minimal, unrealistic assumptions on it, can I calculate the probability? So he assumes that there's a certain probability p between somewhere of the sun rising every day, each day. It's between 0 and 1. And then he asks, he says, okay, I don't really feel like I know much about what that probability is before looking at any sunrises or failures of the sunrise. So I'm just going to assume that the prior is uniform between 0 and 1. So for example, it's just as likely to be under 50% as it is to be over 50%. And then from that, given he observes that it rises, let's say, 1 million days in a row.
Tend to not like that. So I'm infamous, bro. It's cool. So when somebody so so I'm just saying, so when it comes to me and people being critical, it's expected. And if somebody got something nice to say, that's cool too. Like it's whatever, man.
That's very nice of you. You're a very humble man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Humility goes a long way in the good word.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm not humble. Fuck that. I don't give a shit. And I'm not modest at all. I'm finna go walk my dog, man. If that's your dog, I suggest you go walk that bitch.
Is that dog walking you, or are you walking the dog?
What's your name? Whatever my sister's name, if that's your dog, I suggest you go train that bitch.
Kitover, do you feel like you lost the trust?
Nah, I don't. I thought my material was better than his, but I'm cool with the L, because you get an L. If you lose, you lose, regardless of how you feel lose. If you win, you win, regardless of how everybody feels. You win. So I personally feel on that.
Gotcha.
Your opinion of yourself is worth a lot more than other people's opinions.
I don't know if he's a pimp named Slickback or Reverend that guy was brought up. Right, Reverend. I say Chunk's got a gun. He beat it. Do you guys agree with me? 7:30. Do y'all agree with me when I say that battle rapping is a bunch of haters? You gotta be a hater to be able to battle rap. Because I don't like battle rapping. I'm not that good at that because I don't know how to hate on people. As a battle rapper, I do not agree with you. No, really not. How you feel about the girl? No, that's it.
I'm putting $10 on the table right now. Who wants to battle rap on the spot?
That was dumb as hell.
No background music, no pre-recorded shit. Battle rap now. $10 cash app on the table.
That's cool. I got my answer.
Speaking of money on the floor,
I got my answer.
I'm supposed to be. Well, I'm not going to, but I got offered $10,000.
Nobody. So what? How many times? You said that. I heard you saying that shit.
I'm excited, and I'm gonna say it to the top of the ceiling. Cause I'm proud of it. I'm proud of myself.
Go do it.
Vanity of vanities, all is vanity.
Thank you, London.
It's not a compliment. I don't think.
Wait, what are you talking about, wifey?
She said vanity. What did you say?
I said vanity of vanities, all is vanity.
Oh, I thought you were talking to comedy.
No, but I am conceited though.
I am too. I'm a narcissist. I'll be the first to admit it. Who is that, man? Talking to who is that, man?
I'm the best rap battler in the world. Funny with the money, oh, you got me mistaken, honey. I don't want to rape you. I just want the paper, the visa, capisha. I'm out like the papers. Who's the head slick macho, cool like Kumacho?
I learned how to start saying when to drive. Hey, it's crazy. It's crazy how you take a Biggie bar, bro. It's crazy how you gonna take a Biggie bar and try to. It's crazy. Come on, man. Which one's Biggie bar? You know, yeah, man. Nigga trying to take it. I don't want to. It's the boss. It's the boss acting like a peasant. I'm fucking with you. You know, sometimes you gotta be your most. I mean, you gotta blend in. Comedy man is. Comedy man's funny. I don't know. He's hilarious.
I gotta do this thing called work. I got a job. I gotta get to the gym and read a book.
You know, it's great. I love X. X is the only platform with porno.
I don't think I got a chance to finish my statement before Ova interrupted me.
Yeah, you said we heard you. You got a chance to battle, but you're not gonna take it. Can I ask what? Because she's not a hater, bruh. You gotta be a hater to be a battle rapper. I'm not a battle rapper. I'm a cipher. Can I ask you? Hold on.
Wifey, are you high?
What wifey? I'm always high. Why you gotta be ready to be a battle rapper? Why you gotta be ready to be a battle rapper? No, I'm just talking shit because I feel like you have to be able to hate on someone to be able to sit there and give them some hits, right? I'm not like that. I don't think that way. And so for me, battle rapping is a little more difficult. I have to really think of some insults and shit like you know what I mean? Cause I only insult people when I'm mad, so I can't just do it for battle rap type shit. I'm a living on fire. All my songs about love for real. No, I'm just saying for me. I'm talking about from my perspective. It doesn't mean that. That's why I said, do you guys think that you have to be a hater? That's why I asked y'all opinion because I see if you guys had a different opinion. I think it depends, right, on the future. Yeah, to Jacob. I don't think you gotta be a hater. It's certain you got certain motivations. Certain battles, you got certain motivations. Some people you battle because you genuinely don't like them. And then when it comes to hate, that right there is not right. And the fact that it's praise from somebody. So then you got a lot of situations, which are they not, when niggas want to battle you because they respect your pen and they want to challenge you. It's not necessarily hate. It's, you know what I'm saying? I like what you're doing, my nigga. Let's get it in. Let's see who better. It's part of the craft. Yeah. I get it. That's why I like to have discussions about this because, you know, I can have a perspective, but then other people's perspectives can always change or view on things. And, you know, that's why my perspective is never set in stone. I'm always debating and trying to figure out, you know, other things that I may not be privy to that may change my outlook, you know?
My morning Clubhouse podcast. Hope you enjoyed it.